Hi, you clicked on this video because of the title, which is How I Accidentally Solved the Game of Life at 25 years of age. How to be happy almost always. Now, I first want to preface by saying that this is not applicable to everyone in each state of their own life. And of course, I get sad at times, but 99% of the time, I am happy. For many, this will certainly serve as useful information, or hopefully, I can provide some tips. And also, if I leave nothing else in the world, at least this exists for people to find. I want to start with saying that I didn't get here by having rich parents or being rich myself. I didn't have a flawless childhood, although it was good. Nor did I get here without experiencing despair. To begin with, when I was 5, I was allowed to play on a slot machine, a one-armed bandit, on my way to a ferry, or on a ferry, to Denmark. Well, play. I inserted coins, I pulled a lever, and it gave me money or took it away. And my parents were with me at the time, allowing this. They didn't force me to quit while I was ahead, but they didn't stop when I was down either. Eventually, like at all slot machines, I ran out of money. And like all children, I wanted the machine to give it back, or I wanted more money to get it back from my parents. Now, neither of those are an option, and I learned a very valuable lesson that day. Winning or losing doesn't matter. It's the thrill of the potential win that is exciting. Now, this lesson shaped me as a person even today. I also want to say that I don't have any gambling problems. I think that gambling is awful, but I think the mechanic of that part of gambling is very fascinating. Now we fast forward a few years, and I would receive my other huge lesson in life. I had just turned 11, and I discovered that materialistic things don't provide you happiness. However, saving up for them does. Now, how are these two separate events connected? Well, here is my take and how I think I solved the issue of life. In many societies today, we live in a paradigm where it is a consumer society. You are expected to want things and to buy them. And for many people, they want things they can't afford. They take a loan to buy the things they think that will make them happy, which is the trap, essentially. People base their values as person and their happiness on items, which could also carry over to body ideals. If I just had this thing, then I would be happy. If I just looked this way, then I would be happy. I also want to say that I think there are items that gets you closer to happiness. I think the phone and being able to speak to your loved ones at any time is a privilege. 2, a place to stay, to hold you warm, and keep you safe. Always having a safe space. And 3, transportation, whether it's a car, scooter, a bike, inline skateboard, you name it. Getting around, being able to be wherever you want to be is a freedom. However, I don't think you'll be happier in a more expensive home, having a more expensive car, or a phone. I think having a functional car makes you happier. I think also that if you have a large family, you would want a bigger house to fit everyone. But this is not the point. And coming back to the two moments that define me, they work together. You see, the saving up part works like the excitement of the slot machine. Not the winning part, but the spinning part. It's exciting where you work towards a goal. And once you achieve that goal, it loses that excitement, like winning. That's why you keep pulling down the lever even though you're ahead, even though the odds are stacked against you. And again, if I achieve X, Y, Z, then I will be happy. Now, Now, if you achieve your goals, you're probably not going to be happy, but you'll probably be content. And now, this is not for everyone, this is just how I work, but I think most people can relate. I think once you achieve something, it's about finding that next thing. And for me, it's finding a new goal and setting it high, really high. Have several goals, materialistically and personal. For example, I want to make 30K a month, or when I'm 35, I want to have this much money in my bank account. I want to bench press this much. I want to own this bag. I want to have horses. I want to open a sanctuary. Sky's really the limit here. And the second most important part of this model, if you want, is that you need to actively work towards these goals you set for yourself. This in your mind will create a path for you to stay on. And for me, it gave my life a purpose. Now you're probably thinking, how does this contribute to my happiness? All you've done so far is said, have a goal, and it's the journey, not the destination. And hopefully you'll find the answers to these questions throughout the rest of the video. Now, the next thing for me that created happiness is being good at something. I'm good at three things in this world. One is tennis, the second one is working out, and lastly, teaching. And for most people, just having that one thing that they're good at makes life incredibly more fun. And for most, it creates a social environment where they thrive. Now, this is just a tip, but if you are good at something, try to capitalize on it. And chances are, if you are good at it, there are people who want to get good at it, and that could provide an opportunity for you. And if you can capitalize on it, I'm sure that your thing will provide you with so much joy in this life that it will be worth it anyway. And also, if you want to get good at something, the older you are, the harder it gets. And this is just a sad truth I've found. Society expects adults to be good at everything. They do. But don't let this face you. Because being bad is the first step to becoming good. Wow, you might be thinking, another cliche. Yeah, another cliche. You gotta keep persisting. Keep saving towards that goal of yours. Keep working towards it. But you might be thinking, well, you said that when you achieve a goal, it will lose its excitement. Yes. But for skills, these are harder to define. If you wish to learn how to play tennis, how do you define being good at it? And if you want to learn the piano, when are you good at it? Is it when you know this piece? Is it when you know how to do these movements? And also, the better you become at something, the more fun the skill will be. Think for yourself, how fun is it that if you play a video game, or if you're good at horse riding, how likely are you to, if you feel like, I want to be good at baseball, you pick up a bat and you swing it a few times and it doesn't hit the mark. You're more likely to go back to the things you're good at. But the important part is don't drop the bat. Keep trying to hit the ball, and sooner or later you'll succeed. And also, another tip is that try things, and if you found them a bit fun when you started, try to persist until you are good, and most likely you will not want to stop after that anyway. Now, coming back to the despair part, at a certain point in my life, I was depressed for an entire year. I had just finished high school, and I felt like I didn't have anything. I thought I wasn't good at anything, and I didn't have any goals where I wanted to be in life. I didn't have any materialistic goals either. I, in my mind, had nothing. Now, I'm not gonna deep dive into my thoughts at the time, but the important part is how I got out. I started doing little things. I woke up in the mornings. So instead of going to bed at 3 a.m., waking up at 3 p.m., I got to bed at 11 p.m. and I got out of bed at 7 a.m. Second thing is that I started working out in the mornings. And I applied for jobs and I did my schoolwork. I created routines for myself, and also I asked myself, where do I want to be in 5 years? I made a plan for myself. I wanted to have X amount of money in my account. Still haven't got that part yet. I wanted a job that reflected how my now years of experience in the field, as I said, teaching. I wanted a job that reflected those skills that I had acquired while working in while I was in university, and I wanted the option to move out of my parents' house. Now, once I started doing these things, I again felt like my life had purpose and was meaningful. And honestly, since then, there hasn't been a time where I've been unhappy for longer periods. Now, I've set goals where I want to be in 5 years, what car I want to drive, and when I'm aiming to retire. For me, this is how I solved the most complex puzzle game in the world. This, for me, is how I solved life. So, to summarize, items won't give you happiness. Working on yourself will. Setting goals for yourself will. Achieving things for yourself and setting new goals will. You will provide your own happiness, essentially, but you can't, or don't base it in materialistic things. And also, the question to the meaning of life is 42. Okay, bye.